And welcome to Tyler Is Groce, a podcast where me, a comedian, talks to his successful friends about life and love and self-improvement and self-betterment so that I can beat them in what they're doing. I just want to crush my friends. And this is a solo podcast, solo edition. It's just me, y'all, checking in with the homies. That's you, the homies. Man, 0 to 100 subs, man. I started off with 26. I'm lying. I don't know how 26 came. When I started doing this, I looked on YouTube. I'm like, 26 subscribers. That's weird. Who are these people? What are they here for? I haven't really posted anything. But now, 100. Didn't think it was possible. Really didn't. I was like, man, no one's gonna see some guy on the internet. But it turns out that's all the internet is. It's just some guy putting shit out there, and people are like, I dig it. And people dig it. It's great shit, man. It's really good. Most of it's from the sketches and stuff. I post sketches and sketches and stand-up clips. Some of those have popped, and then get some subscribers in because they want to see more shit. And man, it's just been a blessing. Just an outpouring of support. It's been really great. I had friends from high school hit me up and be like, "Hey man, you was funny in high school. I'm glad to see you doing your thing." And I'm like, "Appreciate you, man. I got family. I got an Uncle John. Shout out Uncle John if you're watching. My dad went and visited him recently. And he was like, "Hey, I saw your Uncle John. He said he's watching your stuff on YouTube." And I was like, "Oh my God, how sweet." He was like, "Yeah, he said he can't watch some of the stuff because it's just so filthy." And I'm like, "Sorry, Uncle John." I have a filthy sense of humor, and I don't know what to do about it besides just talk about pussy. And I do. And it's funny, but, he's a Catholic man. Come from a Catholic family. And so I understand why. And then I posted some, nicer clips about, hey, me and my mom, we just don't see eye to eye. And he was like, this is good. I like this. So as long as you like something, that's all that matters, man. But yeah, man, it's just been an outpouring of support and love. And, it's nice when you put stuff out there and people respond and people like it. And I'm excited to keep going. And even I don't know, opportunities have come out of it just in the last little bit. It's crazy. It's crazy. I think it's too soon to talk about them, but man, it's just I'm glad that it's going well, and I appreciate everyone for coming and subscribing and just watching and enjoying it. I hope you just watch it and enjoy it. I don't even care so much about the numbers of followers and this and like that. I like it when something goes out and a lot of people see it, cause I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Come see it. I just like eyes and attention. That's why we get into this thing. So it's just been good, man. It's just been good. This last weekend, went to Dallas, had my first feature weekend with the great J.R. Brow. He's a local Austin comic, and he's been in the game for a minute. Good guy, funny guy. He's doing shit I wish I could do. I met him. I was talking to him in the green room, and locally in Austin, there's the funniest person in Austin contest. It's a local stand-up comedy competition. It's really big for the scene. It kind of brings people together and it gives them something to focus on. And it's competition, which comedy is not. I think the art of it is not competitive. The art is just getting up there and talking, but in a bubble, it's just a thing, and then there is a competitive aspect. Anyway, it's a great thing for the community. And I was like, "Hey, did you ever win that?" And he was like, "Yeah, I won it." And I was like, "When?" He was like, "Before you were born." And I'm like, "Man, get the fuck out of here, all right? You older than me, I get it. When did you win it?" He was like, 92. And I was like, I was not born yet. Damn. But he was great, man. He was really, really great. He does a lot. He does stand up, but he also does a lot of musical stuff. He brings out his guitar and he'll sing songs and stuff like that. He had an auto-tune machine, so whenever he talks into it, it auto-tunes and it goes down to Barry White, and it goes into like a drive-through kind of voice. You know what I mean? And he was just having a great time with it. It was so fun to watch. It was great to feature for him, man. It was I'd never done that before. It was Hyenas in Dallas. I appreciate the club for having me out there. And it was one of these things where it's like, oh man, this is like what comedy is, man. This is what felt like little Tyler being a comedian, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, this is what it is. A bunch of people who are just paid and who just came and they're like, listen, it's Saturday. Give us a good ass time. That's what we want. And that's what I tried to do. I don't know. I was thinking about it. Because often when you start off doing open mics and it's terrible. Because there's just so few people. And oftentimes they didn't even want a show. They're having coffee and then suddenly Austin hipster with the microphone comes and is like, we're going to be doing comedy. We're all chasing our dreams and we're all bad. And it's true. At first. And, no one cares. But this is like people came to see a show and they're just waiting. It's just like, it's like if you do an open mic, it's just like trying to sleep on it's bringing a couple sticks from outside and laying them down and being like, this is my bed, and trying to sleep in it. It's all uncomfortable. And then a show like that is like a bale of hay, just so many people coming together to just give you this bed, this foundation that you can just exist and express yourself onto. And it was just great, man. It was a great weekend. Did 5 shows. And it was a blessing. So shout out to all of them, man. It's just been going good. I'm excited. FPI is coming again. I'm excited. Come check me out. I'll let you know. I got a headlining spot July 22nd and 23rd at the Velveeta Room, 8 and 10 p.m. on Saturday. 8 p.m. on Friday. So I got fun stuff this month coming up, man. And just doing all this stuff right before I move out to New York. That's the plan. So I think I'll be back and forth there for a bit, but gotta make the move. It's an apprehensive thing. I'm also I'm going to Kendrick Lamar concert this month. Very excited. I'm never a concert guy. I don't really like going to concerts because you have to stand. I'm very lazy. You have to stand. And my feet hurt, then my back hurts. I can never lose myself in a crowd. I'm just too thinky. I'm too up in my brains thinking about you're supposed to be if Pyros and Crips all got along, it's fine. It's supposed to be bumping, getting excited for the drop, and I'm just looking around like, man, that guy's got his hand up real high. I'm just observing that girl knows all the lyrics. I see a white girl, I'm like, is she gonna say it? Is she going to say the N-word? And it's always interesting. Are they going to say it? I remember in Amsterdam, I lived there for about a year. I had a friend of mine who would be like, yo, there's a rapper coming into town. Come with me. Come see him. And I was like, yeah, sure. I had nothing else to do. And I would go. And it's just like a crowd full of Dutch white people. And think about Dutch people. Great people. It's just that they don't think of themselves as white because they don't have the same sort of racial politics that America has. They have their own history. It's Dutch people. It's the same Dutch people that have been there for hundreds of years. So they're like, we're Dutch. I can't do a Dutch accent. I don't know what that was. We're Dutch. But that's how they are. They're like, we're Dutch. What do you mean white? We're Dutch. And I'm like, you blonde hair, blue eyed. Dutch. They just don't see it. So they're at these rap shows. They've been listening to this music. I saw Danny Brown. They're like, a bunch of people. Oh, I love Danny Brown. Oh, I love his music. I listen to it. I say the N-word. They don't know any better. They just don't. They're just like, yeah, I'm listening to the music. He said it. Why can't I say it? And I'm there, and I'm just like looking around. I'm like, man, there's a lot of motherfucking white people saying the N-word. And then I'm like, who cares? It's all just music. I don't know what the right thing to do is. That's a perplexing one for me. White people at black rap concerts, can they sing along to the song? It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. I'm conflicted. On one hand, it's like, don't be saying that shit. Hey, that's not your word to say. And on the other hand, the rapper's like, sing along with me. And it's like, he's kind of leading us right now. Hundreds, thousands of people at a show, and it's like, well, he said to say it. What, am I not supposed to say it? I don't know. I don't know the answer. I like that topic I mentioned this on if anyone watches the Light Skin podcast that I'm a part of with Winston and Gabe, we talked about that, and I was just like, I like that idea, because I think white people saying the N-word at a concert is a very like black people are not a monolith question, you know, because I think everyone has a different opinion and a different feeling. I think everyone has the same feeling, which is like, I don't care for it. But everyone's got a different, like, I don't know. It's the art, but also who the fuck are you? But it's 2022, man. It's like, it's all cultures. It's the American melting pot. Culture and music and art, it all gets mixed up. You can't hold it in. That's kind of the beauty of music, is that it breaks down barriers. It connects different peoples, different walks of lives that would otherwise never cross paths. But then in this sort of culture surrounding the N-word of being like, here, there are specific rules with it. Here's who can say it. Here's who can't. Kind of breaks it apart, which I kind of like about it. I kind of like any sort of paradigm getting flipped on its head. I'm kind of just pro mixing it up. So I think that's cool. I remember that hip hop I'm the power of it. I remember I was traveling with my family. We were in like Portugal, and we were taking a tour, and this Portuguese guy, I don't even think he was Portuguese. I think he was like South American living in Portugal, and he was doing this tour, and he was like, Portugal is a great place, and he's like, he was saying all these Portuguese facts about the country, being like, Portugal's really cool. This is what we do, and we do this, and we do that, and we do all these cool things. So if you think your country's the best, look at us. And then he brushes his shoulder like that. And everyone in the group, this sort of multicultural, international, this person's from America, this person's from China, this person's from India, they're all over. They all laugh at him brushing his shoulder, because somehow some kid from Brooklyn became a rapper named Jay-Z, made a song called, go on, brush your shoulders off, Hova. He made that song, and it went to every corner of the globe, and now this is a punchline for some from some South American guy from Portugal that lives in Portugal. It's incredible. The power of it. It's part of me is like N-words for us, and then part of me is like, man, we shouldn't put that shit in music everywhere if we didn't want other people to say it. But, here we are. Just be nice, everybody. Don't listen to this and be like, well, Tyler said. That's not what I said. Well, Tyler said it was cool. I did not. It's a case by case, person by person. It's an emotional art. It's an emotional argument. It's an emotional thing. But yeah, man, it's been good. I also watched Chappelle had a thing on Netflix. They wanted to name his high school, the Duke Ellington High School, they wanted to name the theater after him, and he gave like a speech before unveiling the name of the theater, as you do. Gave this whole thing about it. And I'm so conflicted about how I feel about it. The speech, it was about 40 minutes. Great. I mean, come on. What are you going to do? It's Chappelle. What, is he going to put out something not great? He fucking touches the microphone, and the whole, it's golden. But then at the end, you should go watch it, number one. But at the end, he does two things that are like, that are wholly him and completely contradictory. He goes and he's talking about The Closer, his latest special that was very controversial because of all the trans material that was seen as transphobic. And he was like, a lot of people didn't like The Closer, but I'm still here to say, in all humility, it was a masterpiece. And no one for decades will be able to come close to how good The Closer is, or how good I am. I am a once in a generation talent, and you won't see anyone like me for a long time. And I was like, damn, that is some cocky, hubris-filled shit to say. You can't say that. You can't say you're the fucking best so sincerely and so boldly. Can you? Now, if it was someone else that was like, oh, Dave Chappelle, once in a generation talent, I would be like, true, I agree. But you can't say it about yourself. That's just so cocky. But then at the same time, he's there because they want to name the theater after him. And so he's like, man, instead of giving him my name, I'm going to give him my message. Because the whole point of the closer for him was artistic freedom and expression. So he named the theater the Theater for Artistic Freedom and Expression. And it's like, oh man, they said, come name the theater after me. And he was like, you know what? Because these kids are mad at me, I'll give them what they want and what I want. I'll call it Artistic Freedom and Expression, so they don't have to see the name Dave Chappelle and be offended. But at the same time, that he still gets to have his mark. I thought it was a great compromise, and it was a humble thing. And it's a true thing of in recent years of seeing so many people fall in disgrace, to see Cosby fall, and Bill Cosby, to see all of them fall. Or even fuck Cosby, just like, what about like Benjamin Franklin, nigga? Like, what about our forefathers or Rockefeller or any of these people where it's like they're so great at the time, and then you go back and you're like, oh, they were very anti-Semitic, or I mean, I don't know if any of these people were, but they are very racist or very this or that, or they hated this group or did this horrible thing. I didn't know. I recently found out Mother Teresa was a bitch. Fucking bitch, Mother Teresa. It's like, I forget why. It's like, what it was she was like for the orphans. She was for the orphan people. And then she would like be like, hey, we got to help out these orphans. And then she would get all this money for the orphans. And then she would be like, some people have to suffer. And then she would just not give them the money. It's like, she's like, a way to God is through suffering. If I take away suffering, I take away God. And I'm like, fuck, Mother Teresa, that's some dark shit. Where's that passage in the Bible? Because I don't think that exists. But, Mother Teresa, she's got that McDonald's named after her. I don't know what the fuck she's doing. But everyone loves Mother Teresa. They love these people, and we put these people on a pedestal and they fall because of course they are. They're just human. And why we honor people is they gave us something that we want to put on a pedestal. And Dave Chappelle is just a man. I don't think this trans material is going to necessarily age well. I can't see that happening unless the country falls apart, and then we're not going to really remember it. But he's like, fuck it, man, don't worship me, just worship what hopefully I represent, what I want to represent me, which is artistic freedom. And I think that's just a better way. Like, instead of having a statue of who's a problematic statue, I don't know, Abraham Lincoln. This motherfucker, one of his biggest quotes is like, listen, we can end slavery or not, I just love America. And it's like, yeah, people still say that today. And that's not a great thing to say, although he evolved on the issue. It's like, why give a statue to Lincoln when we could give a statue to what he represented, which was maintaining the Union? We could have, instead of him sitting in the chair, we could have, some other statue of a slave being freed and a white man shrugging. What you gonna do? You win some and you lose some. I don't know. So he's such a human man, Chappelle. So complicated. And he seemingly makes missteps and then dances through it into something graceful. It's interesting to see, man. It's an inspiration. It's an interesting. What a time to have seen him do a show, fall, pop up again, GOAT. It's cool. It's cool to see. It's cool to say, man. Who knows? And besides that, just chilling, man. I feel like this is a golden age in my life right now. The last few months, you get so few. I like to call them golden ages. I had a golden age a while back with my good friend Margaret Hunsicker. We used to work together. We would do improv together. We were just cutting our teeth. figuring out how to be funny and run around and be adults. We had a great time. And I feel like I'm in another great time, and I'm moving, and it's going to shift into something new. And I realize golden ages are just about like golden people. Who are you with? Who's with you right now that's making your fucking life golden? Somebody is. I got my girl right now. Oh my God. So great. So great. Great time. Good girl. The love of a good woman. I feel like an old man when I say that. I'm like, boy, the love of a good woman will take you far. And I really feel that way. She's a good person. We've been arguing recently. About anime. That's what we're arguing about. I love anime. She doesn't. But we watch it. And it's a hassle. We watched like 3 seasons of Attack on Titan. Love that show. Attack on Titan. Check it out. Great. Never seen a story like it. And we're watching it. 3 seasons. And it's a very mysterious show. You kind of don't know what's happening as the show's going on, and you're just and the pull of the show is like, what the fuck is this happens out of nowhere, that happens out of, it's like, what are the rules of this world? And you're on the edge of your seat trying to figure out what the story of this is. It's fascinating. And as we're watching, we're like in season 4 of it, and she asks like, why did this person kill that person? And I was flabbergasted. I was like, yo, that's like watching Seinfeld for 5 seasons and being like, wait, Jerry and Elaine used to date? It's like, where have you been? Have you not been? There's so many storylines, and they talk about it so much, or being like, some Kramer going through the door and being like, what was his name again? It's like, dude, it's so basic. What do you mean, why did this person kill that person in Attack on Titan? Where have you been? And then we talk, and it comes out. Ugh. I just don't really like anime. I just don't really like it. I like it sometimes, but then I kind of don't like it. But I liked it, and then I kind of checked out. And I'm like, well, then why do we keep watching? I felt hurt. It's such a silly argument. There was feelings. It's such a stupid argument about fucking anime, dude. And I'm like, maybe if we watch another one. We watched another one a few episodes in. She's like, I like it. A few more episodes. Yeah. I'm like, damn it. Why are we doing this? It felt like we were making love, and we were having the best, most amazing sex. It was beautiful. And then like a month into it, it's like, I haven't come once. And it's like, but you said you did. You said you did. I just wanted to make you happy. Can't all be perfect. Everything else is amazing. And it's going great. It's going great. If you arguing about anime, you are doing A-okay. I'll tell you that. You are doing just pleasantly. What did I get? A text or something? Anyway, you are doing fantastic if you're arguing about anime and that's all you got. So, I don't know. It's been good. Thanks for listening. We reached about 25 minutes. That's all I got in me. It's fucking 2 a.m. I'm tired. This is Wednesday before I drop this. This is some last minute shit. I've been procrastinating. But yeah, man, it's been good. I want to thank everybody for hanging out, all the support, all the love. Even if you're watching this, if you're not watching this, I really appreciate it. I got cool things cooking. Come check me out. I'm gonna post about it on Instagram. You'll see different stuff that I going on. Just kind of keep in touch. You can email me at tylerisgroce.com. That's an email if you want to message me. Say something, anything at all. Feel free. Like I said, I have July 22nd, 23rd at the Velveeta Room in Austin, Texas. I'm doing the headlining spot there. Got some friends coming through. Got Ashley Sharma. Got HD Hunter Duncan. We got Ben Basugo. We got Angelina Martin. We got some homies. And some other people might come through. And yeah, man, thanks so much. It's been great doing this. I like doing it. It's fun. It's interesting. I get to have fun conversations with my friends and put them out there. And I get to have I don't know. What is the point of life if you can't be talking to some interesting people about some interesting things, man? That's the whole reason I'm doing this. Is I want to talk to my friends about some interesting shit that I want to talk about, and that I'll probably often never get the chance to talk about, and then I'll put it out there for you to see too. So hopefully, if you're watching, you enjoy, because I enjoy you. So thanks so much. Check me out, TJ Groce. Keep following me. Keep hanging out. Let's get to 200. Let's get to 5. Let's get to 1,000. That seems impossible. Let's do the impossible. Let's get my girl to watch anime. Maybe it can be done. I love her. I love you. And thanks so much. Tyler Is Groce. Out.